Hey, what's good everyone? Welcome back to Ice Rink Diaries. Local Iceman here. In today's video, part 4 skate sharpening, we're going to talk about flat bottom design as well as get into custom radius, and I got some bonus content for you too as well. So stay tuned. To get the flat bottom, I probably could do a separate video about that, but essentially it's not a round hollow that you're grinding. Let me see if I can get the light on there, if it's that a little bit better. Yeah, it's better. So just real quickly, flat bottom, you have a separate wheel for each. I said I wasn't going to explain it, but I guess I'm going to. It almost looks like cat ears. So focus in on there. You don't have a round hollow on the bottom. You have these cat ear looking things, and it's a flat bottom of these two little triangle things, and you have a grinding wheel and different. Can't talk a whole lot about it because I don't have it here. We don't do it here. You need a different head, I would assume. So I don't think it's really caught on. It's just something that they've come up with, but that's out there. Again, you got your skate sharpeners, your portable ones, a different type of wheels. This is your figure detail station. This is what I'm talking about. These wheels are much smaller, so you can really get in closer to the toe pick than we can on these wheels. And you notice right here on the skate sharpener position, the head wheel, that little wheel right there, that's how you bring the diamond bit right here, this diamond bit to the wheel. You turn that versus reaching it back like we do. We have to reach in back of our machine to bring the diamond in towards the wheel. Here you just do it right in front. It's the newer technology. It's a little bit nicer. I think you see it on all their machines anyway. This is where we get this is where I found the angle thing. Really good stuff. So you can even leave it on the side, and that way you don't have to take it off. You make your adjustments, but I usually take it off. These are more for, I guess, traveling teams. These are glove warmers and gear warmers, skate gloves. So sure the pros have something like that. Already talking about the custom contouring. These are just more luxury items as far as stuff up here, as far as tabletops and shelving and stuff. We do have this thing. This is really nice. We do skate rivets and stuff and skate maintenance. We have that. All this does is just you have a part in your skate in the heel or the toe that pinches on you. You're able to manipulate the skate leather to fit your foot in there a little bit better, for lack of a better term. And that's the riveting machine. There's the positioners again. That's the riveting machine. Our machine is actually not that one. Our machine is going to be not pictured in here. It doesn't seem like. Our machine is basically this one, but it doesn't have this on the side. So you got the newer machines. I guess that's pneumatic. This one just has a multi-tool thing. And when I talk about rivets, I'll go into more detail about the rivets and stuff, and the certain dies the rivet machine has, like for copper rivets and the rivet removal and steel rivets and eyelets and you name it. This is just a Babco riveter. This is a different type of riveter. So those are for your skate shoelaces and additional parts to take the wheel off. This is a blade straightener. We probably need a new one of these things on our top skate sharpener. Now that I see it there, I know there's a little cam wheel and the adjustment flange, like a cam handle. There we go, the cam handle. Finally got the name for it. Some stickers. And that's one thing I didn't really address. We do have it here. The glide, Gusto glide. You basically, here it is right here. Your Gusto glide. This head's probably pretty dirty. You run this on the bottom of your skate on your last pass, and it just basically provides less friction while you're skate sharpening, and it provides a cleaner skate sharpening, I guess. Every time I use it, people complained. I don't know. There's different ones. The F-Hash will have these wax ones too. You just rub that in the bottom of the blade, then on your last pass, your slow pass, it's just supposed to give a nice, cleaner, more polished skate sharpening. So, and there's your honing stones and a couple of filters. And I didn't just address these pads. We do have a couple of these pads here. And those pads right there go on the bottom of your skate sharpener positioner. So this one actually just changed a little while ago. Now that I remember it. So again, these are like the cam handles right there that I was referring to. They get a little bit loose. It's not, I'm not really adjusting anything. But again, there's the pads and different types of wheels, and you got your diamond bits. There's two different diamond bits, the 688 and the 687. It's just a little bit, it's a 15th carat versus a 7th carat, I guess. So this is more expensive and it's a better quality bit, a diamond dressing bit. And again, I'm referring to these things right here. Oh, the camera is, we're losing containment. Screws onto this thing right here. That's what that does, and it adjusts the wheel. So these things, every 3 or 4 wheels, they say you should replace them. But I order a case of wheels every 4 months or so, and I order a new diamond bit, and that will last us 5 wheels. Sometimes I keep a new one to the side for myself, a 21, because it makes a big difference when you have a fresh diamond on the wheel. It just makes it's just a lot cleaner skate sharpening. The profiling, the custom profiling or contouring system. So on the bottom of your skate, imagine this is your skate blade right here. You got your bottom of your skate. It's essentially it's a big circle. So you either have like a 7-foot radius, a 9-foot, 11-foot, 13-foot radius. So the bigger the circle, the more blade you're going to have on the ice. So I don't know if I could draw this in such a small area, but so if you imagine your hockey blade, and this is the ice right here. So we kind of flip this around here, I guess, to make it look a little better. So if this is a 9-foot radius, this is how much blade you're going to have on the ice. So, but if you have a bigger radius, just say call out like 15 feet. Can't really draw with one hand. So 15 feet, so you have a bigger radius, so you're actually going to have more blade on the ice because you have a bigger radius. So you could change that based on your skating style and skating preference. You could have 9-foot radius, 13-foot radius, or basically you could have 10-foot in the front, 9-foot in the back. So you got really a lot of different combinations you could do. So what happens is that this fits onto your skate sharpening table, and it also connects to your skate sharpening positioner, and you put these little jigs in here, and you run the positioner back and forth in front of the cross grinder. We don't have this here, but I understand a little bit, so I want to explain as much as I know and try not to explain more than I know. But what I do know, that there is a something that mounts to your table with a jig that connects to your positioner, and as you run the positioner back and forth across the cross grinding wheel, it's going to contour your blade based on whatever jig you stuck in there. So you can either have a 9-foot one, or again they have these custom ones where it's 9-foot and 10-foot, and I guess 2-inch flat. So I can't say I know everything about this. Our knowledge is limited due to the fact that we don't have this here. But for our skate sharpening, this is offered. I also want to go to a little bit about this doesn't really show it here, but I believe it's this knob here, that you have a forward, neutral, and back positioning. So again, if you just go back to the 7 or just the 9-foot radius, you could have the center of that radius either be neutral or more towards the front of the skate or more to the rear towards the skate. Now, why you want to do that, from what I understand, is that if in hockey, if you're forward, you tend to skate more on your toes, so you're gonna want your center more forward. But as a defensive man, you skate backwards more, so you want your center kind of more back, your balance point more back, because you're skating on your heels more. So that's where the forward, neutral, back position comes in, and then you have all sorts of combinations with radius in the front and the back, and I guess that's the flat part right there. You could have I'm assuming you could have a 10-foot radius. It's just a constant circle, but this looks like it goes from a 10-foot radius to a flat to a 9-foot. So maybe a flat is a 2-inch radius. I don't know. Again, my knowledge is somewhat limited because we don't have the system here, but it is offered through Blade Master, and I'm sure it's used at a lot of different rinks. That's what sets the depth of the skate sharpening. So just to let you know, it's really as far as how sharp is sharp, and how deep do you go to make it sharp. So essentially, if you can see right here, you have 9/16, 7/16, and 5/16, and as well as on the other side here, 1/2 inch, 5/8, and 3/8. So on this diamond quill right here, 1/2 inch is marked right there, right in the center line. Then you'd have I'll call them your major marks. I'm sorry, I try to get both of the same shots in. Your major marks, you got your 3/8 on this side and your 5/8 on that side. So most hockey skates are sharpened at 1/2 inch to 7/16, a little bit also up to 3/8, 9/16. So essentially, the sharper the skate, like if you look at these little discs here, that's a 5/8 radius. That's what we're talking about. We're talking about the radius of the skate. So I'll get a piece of scratch paper here real quick. So when you're looking at a bottom of a skate, just the blade itself, and just like here's the boot, sorry for and underneath the blade, you're gonna have an inverted U like that, and that's your edge. You skate on both edges, and it's critical that that both these edges are level and they're at the proper hollow that you like. So what affects how sharp a skate you want, there's a number of things. It depends on how hard the ice is. If the ice is really hard, you may need a sharper or a deeper cut. If the ice is really soft, you may need a lighter one. If you weigh 250, you may not need a deep cut because you have a lot of down pressure, whereas a little kid doesn't have a lot of down pressure on the ice, so you may need a little bit deeper cut. So again, if you start like 1/2 inch being standard, if you go up to the 5/8, that's going to be a light cut, a lighter, not as big as a radius, I should say. And like even goalie skates, you're way up here at 3/4, 7/8 sometimes. One thing I like to say about as far as hockey skates and depth is that the deeper of a cut you go, you're going to be able to turn really good, but you're not going to be as fast over the ice because you're sinking into the ice a lot. Whereas if you have a lighter cut, you're going to be faster over the ice because you're not sinking into the ice. You don't have the friction. You may not think it matters a lot, but it does. Guys, if you're on top of the ice, you're usually a little bit faster skater. But again, a lighter, less cut, you're not going to churn as hard. So if you want to churn on a dime and things like that, you're going to want a little bit deeper cut. Like if you're not a very good skater, you may need a little bit sharper blade, and maybe that's not great advice, but the guys who are better skaters don't need the sharp blades to churn and stuff. They're just better on the ice in general. So Welcome back, everyone. Again, thanks for watching. And that was a basic overview of how to sharpen skates. We touched on hockey skates and figure skates, as well as the accessories that are used to sharpen those skates. As I was editing the video, I noticed that there's some things that I didn't explain very well and a couple things that I left out that I wanted to cover. So before we sign off, let's go ahead and go over that. The first thing I wanted to cover is the number of passes on the skate. One thing is that you want to make sure you do equal number of passes on the skate. Like if I sharpen 5 passes on the left skate, I want to do 5 passes on the right skate. While you're sharpening skates, just make note of how many passes you do on each skate and try to do the same amount of passes on each skate. And that's why why your positioner is very important, that we have one for figure skates and one for hockey skates. So we're not burning someone's skates up trying to find out where the level blade is. Because once you get the blade level, it's only a few passes until you get a real nice edge on the blade. So you certainly don't want to take 8, 10, 9 passes, take a lot of steel off a blade trying to get it level when it only takes 3 or 4 passes to get a nice edge on it. So last thing I want to go over is the positioners. I referred to a big one and a small one. Now I've got the small one right here with the skate on it right now. And how do you put the skate on it is, see that little hole right there? You slip it through that post right there. Then you take the clamp that's right here and you clamp it on the skate. Now what happens is that, see that hole I'm looking through right there? Now you get a really small skate like a size 3. That hole right here that I put my finger through is so small that you can't even fit it onto the skate sharpening positioner. Sometimes you could manipulate it and get it on, but sometimes that hole is so small you can't get it on that positioner. So what you do is you bring the bigger one out, and I refer to this as the big one. Again, it's the exact same positioner on the bottom. It's just from here to the top it's different. This one comes out. Matter of fact, you could buy this, I think it's called the anvil, the positioner anvil, for this positioner right here, and just switch it out if you want something bigger like this. But what this allows is that you don't have to stick the skate on the post right there. That's not how it works on this one. You stick it right here. And what you do is you get the clamp, it's a little bit bigger clamp, and you clamp it on the top right there. So that allows us to get a smaller skate into the positioner and be able to get sharpened. Now, like I said, I have this one set up for figure skates, so we do have to make a bigger adjustment to get down to a hockey skate, so that's a rare occurrence. This one is set up for the thicker blades. And again, right here, see right here as it comes off, even very small skates, like little tiny kid skates, still won't fit on this positioner because the skate stops right here and starts here and stops here. So I have one more positioner, let me grab it. This is a positioner right here we have that we use for small kid skate. Again, the same issue with this thing right here, getting a skate over this. Sometimes I have to unscrew this adjustment screw here to get it out, or say lock screw to get the skate on and off. But I don't know if you could tell on the camera right here, but we've had to grind off edges of the corners so the small skates can fit on this positioner. And this is a tiny positioner, and they still sell this thing. I think it's the SH1000. But you don't have the same kind of cam adjustments here, so you have to unloosen this thing and make an adjustment with these things and tighten this one back up. And same with the other side. So it's not as exact and it's not as precise, but it's able to get the job done for small skates. And so it takes a little bit more time to get the skate done with this, but we certainly could do small skates with this positioner. All right, well, there you have it. That was a basic intro into skate sharpening. I hope you found it informative. And one last note I'd like to say is I don't claim to be the master skate sharpener. I just sharpened enough skates throughout the years to think I have a valid opinion. And my knowledge comes from watching people, asking them questions, and just kind of seeing how they sharpen skates and their approaches and their techniques and any kind of helpful pro tips they have. Yeah, so that's my knowledge is a culmination of all those other people and I'm kind of watching and learning from them. So, and that's what I'm trying to do is to pass that knowledge on to someone else. And again, knowledge is power. The more we share, the more we know. So if you guys like to share some comments and let me know if I was spot on or, oh my God, this guy has no clue what he's doing. So, and feedback's always important. So, when you learn something new, feedback's always great. So, and when you're kind of been doing it for a long time, sometimes feedback's like, oh, I don't want to change. But, again, knowledge is powerful. So, yeah, so, hey, keep it real. And like the local last man says, stay cool.